Hey guys, welcome to the channel. As you can see from the title, we are in my £1 million London property, age 27, and actually how you guys can do the same. We have a nice little background going on today. It's been set up quite nicely, so I'm really happy about that. And I just kind of wanted to go over how I started and like how maybe you guys can maybe do the same thing that I've done. So when I started like my career and everything, I was in a sales position, and it was really important to get in a sales role for me anyway, because I always knew that if I worked harder, I could earn more money because it's a performance-based income. So if you guys are in a job where you have a salary, and in the salary, you know, if you work more or you work harder but you don't necessarily get rewarded for that effort, I think maybe you should think about either getting a side hustle, doing something on the side where you can make some additional income, or just completely go where your efforts are rewarded more, okay? Now, I think it's important to realize about, you know, a graduate role and a sales role and things of that nature. When I left university, I knew straight away that I didn't want to kind of get into like a graduate role, because I knew that for me to get like a raise, you'll have to work for 1 or 2 years, and the raise would be very minuscule, like 10%, barely 10%. When I was in the sales role, I increased my salary. I think in the first 3 months, my basic salary went up by 6K because it was performance based. So if you can get into a role where you hit your targets and you overachieve your targets and they actually reward you, it might be like a tier system. That's what my role was. It was a tier system. And it enabled me to actually, you know, save a lot of money so then I can start my property business, which I started around like 6 months into my career, if that makes sense. Just sipping an espresso. I don't know if I like Nespresso that much, but it's all right. It's all right. I usually go for ground coffee. I guess let's just get into like how I actually got this £1 million property. Just so you guys know, I'll be straight up and honest with you. As you might have seen in some of my previous videos, that I'm in a strategy that's called rent to rent or rental arbitrage. And basically that's when you lease a property at a certain rate for a certain number of years. And basically we would then sublet. Sublet is legal, by the way. Subletting is legal if you have the right permissions. So anyone who's thinking subletting is illegal, oh my God, that is untrue. It is a myth. Well, actually, sorry, it's not a myth. It is illegal if you do it without the landlord's permission and you're just subletting it illegally, then that is, but if everyone is aware of what you're doing and it's in your contract, then it is completely and utterly legal, okay? So just so you guys know that. So that's how I've actually picked up keys to this £1 million property. I'm actually in the property right now. And honestly guys, it is beautiful. It's a 4-bed property. It's got 2.5 bathrooms. It's right by Westfield, which most of you might probably know is like the biggest shopping center in Europe, and it's just absolutely amazing. It's gorgeous, and the surrounding areas are just gorgeous. It's the Olympic Park. So it's a nice tourist area where I am right now. So the way that I got this property was through rent to rent or rental arbitrage, where I'm able to rent out this property nightly. We're not doing nightly though, but if I wanted to, I could rent it out nightly and maybe we're going to be putting up the price for about maybe £300 to £350 per night for this property. So it's actually really amazing to think that, hey, you know, I can actually take on a property that is worth £1 million and I don't need to actually buy it to make the rental income. When I first found out about this, I thought it was crazy. I thought to myself, damn, most people think that when you need to get into property, you need tens, if not hundreds of thousands of pounds. If you want to buy in London anyway, you would need probably hundreds of thousands of pounds. I mean, to buy this property to rent out on a buy-to-let mortgage, honestly, including stamp duty, legals, and the deposits are generally 25%, you would need, honestly, £300,000 to buy this property to then rent out, which I don't know about you, I don't have £300,000 sitting around. I mean, as much as I would like to, I don't have that. And I'm sure most people watching this probably don't have that much money just lying in the bank ready to buy a £1 million house. So, how did I get this one? We did it on a company-let agreement where my company would then be leasing this property, leasing or renting this property for a certain amount. We're actually getting this for just under $3,000 a month, okay? And it came part furnished. So all of them together, this is gonna be a luxury unit. So we bought a few like high-end items, like, I don't know if you can see this chair, like this fluffy chair. But it just gives like a nice little feel. So it's good for advertising and it attracts higher end customers. So we put in around, call it about 10 grand, okay? Which again might seem like a lot to some people. However, think about that. This property is worth £1 million. And now put in 10 grand. That is 1% of the value. And in that 10 grand, that come in with furnishing as well. So we covered like a bit of rent, we've covered a bit of deposit, and we've covered some furniture. So think about that. 10 grand or 300 grand? What would you rather do? Of course, we don't own the property. I don't own the property, unfortunately. However, the mindset that I had when I was working, okay, was that, do you know what? I want to increase my cash flow. I want to increase how much money I can make per month. I want that to grow first, because if you can start making an additional 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 pounds or dollars or whatever your currency is per month, think about how that can honestly change your life. Like, you would be able to quit your job, you would be able to travel, you would be able to buy the things that you would want to buy for your family and your children. So I think for me, it was really important to actually understand what my goals were short term, and then what my goals are long term. So my short term goals were, hey, you know what? I mean, I love my job, but I always had the mindset that I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to answer to nobody but myself. So this strategy was absolutely amazing for me. I had tried so many different things in the past which have made me money. However, this one was the most consistent because it was very passive. Once the property's set up, like you can see, like the furniture and everything, you know, looks really nice. Once that's set up, and that could take you a week or two, depending on how fast you can do it. That's the main bulk of the work. And then it's just a bit of maintenance. There's a bit of messaging. Like I could be on Airbnb, for example, and you know, or Booking.com, and I'm just messaging the guests, and then I'm just doing the logistics and facilitating, like maybe getting a cleaner in or getting a maintenance guy in if something like that needs to be done. So if everything can be done straight from your phone. That's what I love about this business, because I was like, during the start of the year, literally as coronavirus was hitting, I was in Nepal for a wedding, and then I went to Thailand, and then I went to Dubai. That was like a month trip, and I was still making money from this business, and I was managing it from my phone. So that was friggin' awesome. So you guys who are watching this thinking, okay, so how can I do the same thing? Anyone can do this, guys. It doesn't matter what your background is. You just need to be willing, and honestly, you need to have the balls. And of course, you need to have some savings. There are scenarios when you can actually take a property like this or any other property and actually have a zero money down. That takes some good negotiation skills and things of that nature. I actually have a mentorship program where we go through sales skills, business skills, marketing skills, and actually the A to Z, creating your company, having insurance, compliance, and contracts, legal documentation, and training for this business model. So if you're the kind of person who thinks to yourself, hey, you know what, I would love to have a few £100 an extra a month, or a few £1,000 extra a month, this strategy could be for you, because ultimately people always need accommodation. People always need to live somewhere. And if you actually look at the statistics, people are renting more now than ever before. So that's really important to note because house prices are so high. House prices are sky high right now. And salaries, unfortunately, are very, very low. And a lot of the time, if people wanted to buy a property, they have to save their money to then, and save like, I don't even know how much, you need to save a lot of money to buy a house like this. That's when you have the schemes like Help to Buy, where the government will come in, but it's more like a help to sell scheme. Honestly, I feel like it's actually for the developers to sell their properties as opposed to helping new buyers buy a property. So it's a bit of a weird one. I mean, it depends on how you want to look at it. Because I honestly feel like those houses are overvalued. They shouldn't actually be that price. So that's why they have that Help to Buy scheme where the government might have a relief for, I think it's 25%. They'll cover 25%, but they would own that equity in the property. So there's loads of different ways for you to own a property, but this way, if you're looking for cash flow, you want to have a few hundred or a few thousand extra pounds in your monthly cash flow to then have a bit of freedom, to cover some more bills, to have a bit more leisure, then this strategy is really, really awesome. If you guys are interested in this mentorship program that I have, I'm more than happy to walk you through it. We'll have maybe a discovery call. And yeah, guys, so that's it for the video today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye now.